What up? Big Herc916. Positivity, motivation. Happy 4th of July. You know, I always talk about never settle for average. And I want to shout out to the brand for making me an ambassador. You can pick you up a hat. Link is in the description. Represent, patriotic, support. Let's make America what it should be. And it was built on never settling for average. You know, I've been labeled a lot of things. Some bad, some not so bad, some good. But one thing is I've always been upfront, honest, and kept it real. I never pretended to be anything I wasn't. And I never was the type of person to go outside of myself to find acceptance. When I was in the pen, I wasn't running around trying to act like I was this tough guy or I was this dude or telling war stories. I never got on here on Fresh Out and told a bunch of stories about things I was doing that I never did. You can check everything I've done. It's all documented. It's all over the internet. Things I did when I was a youngster, documented. You know, I don't have any reason to make up things like a lot of these guys and tell stories to try to make you like me. If you don't like me, you don't like me. I found myself. I found spirituality. I try to share as much of that as I can with you guys. I know those videos don't do as well, but I still put them out there because I know what it takes to make change. And if you don't have a spiritual balance, change is going to elude you. If you're thinking money's going to change you, or buying this car, or dating this girl, or buying this gold chain, getting this grill, is going to change you, it's not going to change you, man. The only thing that's going to change is when you awaken your spirit. When you do reflection, when you come to the realization that you have to humble yourself in order to be elevated, in order to walk into the light. Everything that's going on right now in the news, in social media, it's just a big illusion to get everybody to react, to make it appear as though the sky is falling. People protesting, rioting. You know, if you look at the news, it doesn't report anything positive. If it's not a police shooting, it's not reported. If it's not a black on white type situation, it's not reported. They want everybody to make it seem like, oh, they're gonna take away everybody's rights. Oh my God, oh man, you know, run for the hills. Oh, it's all part of the game, man. And the people who are in control both have the same agenda. What they call it, the liberal world order. You heard him say it. It goes both ways. Do your homework, man. Look at the bloodlines of all the presidents. Look at the bloodlines and how they're related to the Queen of England and the royalty in Denmark. These people are all one of the same. Did you ever watch Captain America? And how he's defending America and he's doing all this stuff. And then he finds out that people within his own organization are tied into like the old Nazis. They're tied into this world domination, but they're making it appear though as though they're representing liberty. And then people, you know, they think that they know what democracy is. And to be honest, you know, this country was based on a republic. A republic is based on sovereignty. Sovereignty is based on substance. Substance is based on having a gold standard, having rights, having values. See, when there's no value, you can create whatever type of illusion you want to create. You can make things up, you can print money, you can change laws, because there's no substance, there's no value there. And a lot of you haven't studied. All you do is watch social media for all your information. You haven't read anything that relates back to the core values, the Bible, the Gnostic gospel, the Quran, whatever other religious books out there. I mean, you haven't read anything to give you at least a ground foundation. You don't have to verbatim, because see, things are written esoterically. They're not to be taken literally. It's esoteric messages, but those messages have value. See, the next thing they're going to do is tell you it's going to be a alien invasion, UFOs. Go in the house. Go in the house. Oh, lock your doors. They're coming. It's nonstop, man. It's ruled through chaos. Ruled through fear. I tell you this because it's the same shit they used to do in the pen. I told you the story before about this warden that came to Sheridan FCI. Sheridan FCI was a place where you can get your mind right, you can rehabilitate. It was positive. It wasn't a lot of racial stuff there. People, you know, sat together. It wasn't as segregated. You know, there were cliques in there, but it wasn't as political. They would have concerts on the yard. They had you know, persons come from the street to perform. They had, you know, they would have where you almost felt like you were maybe at the Greek amphitheater listening to music, and, you know, they had weights and they had powerlifting contests, and they had these different, almost like not X Games, but the fit games, you know, type thing going on there. And it was a place that you were doing time, but it looked more like a college campus. They actually had wood in the cells as far as the tables. They weren't all carved up with shanks. You know, people weren't really getting shanked there. They brought this warden in, a black guy. Charlie D. Came from Florence, or actually, I want to say Marion. And when he seen that, and there wasn't that much barbed wire, and how everybody was, you know, in good spirits, and they actually had, you know, eggs and sausage and stuff like 3 or 4 days a week, and the meals were decent. Man, the first thing he did was take out the egg meals through the week. You only had eggs maybe one day if you were lucky. He started feeding everybody grits and honey buns. See, because your nutrition, your sugar, that's the first thing that attacks your ability to rationalize. And that's, like I said, your last stance in prison for having any type of comfort. So he attacked the food. After he attacked the food and basically made it to where you couldn't even get a decent meal at breakfast, and you had to literally go to lunch to try to get nutrition and dinner, and even those meals were altered. Then he started shifting around the populace. He wanted to bring in a group of individuals, or an individual that could shake up the yard so that he could justify more barbed wire and taking away the weights. He wanted to take those weights away bad. He didn't want physically strong inmates. He didn't want people to be, you know, working out together. He didn't want any harmony. He wanted straight chaos and misery. So he brought in different people, and he knew it was going to trigger a reaction, because he's done it many times before. You know, this guy's. This video is brought to you by Amato Enterprise, the best in TV mounting in the Phoenix, Arizona area. They build TV walls, over the fireplace, ceiling mounts, all for as low as $100. Rated #1 in the Phoenix, Arizona area on thumbtack.com. For your TV mounting needs in Arizona, contact Amato Enterprise. Don't forget to stop by the Big Herc916 store and pick up a sticker for your car, or a patch, or a sticker for your laptop, or maybe a beanie, or read one of the many books that Big Herc916 has authored. You know how we do it. Lockdown's over. Get your yard time in. Exclusively at freshoutseries.com. Hello, I'm Big Herc916. Contact me for life coaching and motivational speaking.